and I'm here today to answer all your questions and give some more information about ASQ. I've been with ASQ for the last 2 years, and previously I was like attending their events, and for the last 2 years I've been with them as the voice of customer chair. In this role, I'm responsible for enhancing values for the customers of ASQ. And ASQ is non-for-profit organization, and chapter in BC is responsible for British Columbia. And ASQ Vancouver is the second largest chapter in Canada. Okay. So, Louis, what is your idea about this meeting? How are we going to moderating it? Yeah.
Yeah, so just so you know as well that as a bit of background homework that I had the students actually do some research on ASQ Vancouver as well as ASQ, the main office. So just to kind of already get a sense of who you are and that kind of thing. Now, to answer your question, Fuat, about who's going to moderate and that kind of thing. So I thought that you should probably lead the session because you are the expert on ASQ, and I wanted you to kind of go over the protocols or anything that you wanted to share in terms of how we're going to be interacting with ASQ from a team perspective, etc.
Okay. Then I would simply use this opportunity to let you know what I know about ASQ, my experience with ASQ, and also target audience of ASQ Vancouver. So probably if we do a project and especially marketing component of it, so we should know the target audience. So let me tell a few things here. So okay, you said that you guys did some research about ASQ and ASQ Vancouver. So let me ask you questions then. So how many events on average ASQ organize each year? ASQ Vancouver, I mean.
I don't remember a specific number, but them have a lot of conferences. I don't remember the number, but I saw 304 somewhere on the page, but I don't know if it's for the event total, but I know they have a lot of training and a lot of wonderful learning activities. So you can tell me how much.
Okay, any other suggestions, ideas?
I also don't have the count, but as far as I understand what we have gathered from the website, it's numerous events throughout the year, and sometimes it's very specific to one area like risk, etc., etc. And am I also correct that ASQ is like a certification body? So the members that you're talking about are actually certified holders of
yeah. ASQ certification body, and I have one of their certifications in quality improvement. They offer also different certifications which are relevant, for example, for operations management, like green belt and black belt as well. They also offer certification in the area of what they call it, food industry audits, medical industry audit. They also offer software certification for software environment. Regarding ASQ Vancouver, I was trying to find one file. There's still some confidentiality stuff we need to finalize.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that is one thing that we wanted to cover off in tonight's session, Fuat, is the confidentiality piece as well. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to find that file. Just a second. Okay, maybe I'll find it later as we'll be talking. Okay. Can I quickly share my screen in this case, Luis, so I will be flexible? I have few files open.
I'll enable that right now. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Thank you. So ASQ Vancouver, as a chapter here, as a local chapter. Oh, am I muted? I hope no,
I
I'm
can hear
not
you,
muted. No,
Fuad, loud and clear.
I'm not muted. So ASQ Vancouver probably, as you may have heard, like PMI is representing Project Management Institute, APIX representing covering areas of related to operations management, CHRP covering HR related topics. So ASQ's target area are people who are mainly in the area of quality management, quality control, as well as some operations management and some purchasing managers, right? So the target area is not a people like really on the top of the hierarchy. It's kind of second level managers. They are decision makers in some term, but they're mostly people on the shop floor, right? So like operations managers, plant managers, manufacturing managers. We have seen in our events purchasing managers as well. So we sometimes see people coming from other organizations like APIX. So they visit our events, we visit their events. So one of the things I really ask you to do also just understand the environment in BC, in Vancouver. So what kind of organizations like have presence here, what kind of events they do. And the 4 or 5 large organizations that we are aware of are PMI. So PMI, I would say, is a top one in terms of resources, in terms of recognition. So they're well known. And one of the reasons is that their events are visited by top managers of the company. So they get very well known sponsors. And that's why, like, because of probably the weight of the PMI designation. Then I would say like ASQ maybe sharing the second, third, like going all together with APIX, CHRP, and all other organizations. We have done our marketing research last year, comparing the number of members in different organizations. Maybe later on I can share with you. So we are also facing some challenges. Majority of our members, we also aware about their distribution across the region. They are living in the lower mainland. So as the ASQ Vancouver, we have a target or a goal to organize at least 4 events every year. So that's why I ask you a question, how many events on average do we have? Of course, we were successful to run more than 4 events in the past, I would say 5 years. So at least 5 to 6 events. And these events include the event that some Ascenda students attended earlier in January. It was an event about Scrum in a project map. So we try to kind of bring new ideas to SQ. Some events are factory tours. So I visited 4 or 5 large factories here in BC. Like in North Vancouver, in Burnaby, and Langley, different factories. They're really large and cool. It's really amazing experience. You go, you see that environment. That's an excellent opportunity to learn operations management. And that's how initially I suggested Shara, saying, hey, I think there's a great, because when I joined ASQ, there was a huge gap. They had 3 instructors teaching at different schools and colleges, Gila being one of them, and one from BCIT, and one instructor from UBC. And they were always discussing about how to bring the students, or how to enhance the value of ASQ to students. But I don't know why, but that has never happened. So then I realized there's a huge gap, and at the same time, it's a huge opportunity to get involvement, or to get students participation in ASQ events. Because first of all, 90% of ASQ events are free for students. That's true. Secondly, it's amazing opportunity to see and build your network. Right. And when this year, so in the past few years, ASQ Vancouver has been outsourcing marketing component of its conference to an organization. I don't want to mention the name, but this year we decided to do otherwise. So likely we have you guys on board, and I trust your expertise. I'm very, very excited, and I can't wait to start working on that project, honestly. And I trust, I hope that you guys will do an amazing job. ASQ is a team of volunteers. None of us has experience in marketing and running online events. This is absolutely new experience for all of us. But we have had experience running in-person events. which were great over the last few years. And last year, she attended one of these events, and I'm sure she was excited. So the good thing about ASQ conferences and events, we have great team who can get like well-known speakers to our events. And one of our leaders, her name is Natella. You will know her soon. So she is a recognized speaker. She's TED Talk speaker, and she usually brings well-known speakers to our events. So instead of paying $300, $400, $1,000 going to that talks, she brings them here to our events for 25, 30 bucks, and that's it. But unfortunately, we don't see many visitors coming to our events. So that's another question.
Mhm.
So we have some challenges, and we need to understand what's going wrong. So we have a great team, and we think we are doing what we are doing right, but unfortunately, we don't see the results. One of the reasons that we think can be our target audience represent, like sampling represent people who are not top managers, maybe, right? The gap that I identified, and I believe that a huge opportunity there is to attract students, because I joined ASQ as a student many years ago, and that's how my journey started. So I believe that when you start as a student, then you grow your network, then you continue coming, so your engagement, your relations with ASQ continues, and it's a huge opportunity. So that's how I see. Let me also share some information with you in terms of who are in the team. So first of all, I'm sure you guys reviewed that section, but can you see the screen that I'm sharing?
Yeah.
So here's the section about us. So this is the team of volunteers. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, this is team of volunteers, and not all of them are on the project team. So our conference project team includes Robin. He's a conference chair. Includes where is Natella? I can't find her. Okay, so Natella. Okay, Robin, Natella, myself, and Gulnaz, and Tony and Sasaneh. So we're a team of 6, but we run weekly meetings since we have been running weekly meetings since beginning of June. So we decided to have weekly meetings because it's online environment. We need to communicate a lot, and we are running now weekly meetings every Tuesday. So the next meeting is tomorrow, 7 p.m. So one of the first deliverables that we have been working on was to identify the theme for our conference. Have you communicated the message that I sent you previously, Louis, to the team?
So the message that you sent me by text last week in terms of the tagline.
Yeah.
So I did not because I wanted to have you kind of present it, because I got your text, and it's the rethink opportunities, together we rise.
Yeah. So
right?
The thing is, this hashtag is important. All the conferences in the past, and this as well, we usually start with identifying these key deliverables, because this key hashtag communicate our message, communicate our promise to our audience. And we start building our conference program based on that message, okay, based on that promise. So we think that we kind of 99% will stick with that. I honestly can't find that message. I know it's somewhere in my email.
So you sent it to me on Tuesday at 7:51 p.m. by text.
Just a second. Tuesday, which date again?
That would have been Tuesday the 14th.
14th. Okay, yeah, rethink. I'm just typing here in the forum, so you guys can take a look and take a note at the same time. So and I will explain why it is important. So rethink opportunities and together we rise. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is the theme, and we should work on that theme now. And one of the reasons, so every our social media post will be accompanied by the hashtag like together we rise. So so that's kind of attachment we have in all our social media posts or communication with our audience. So that was the first deliverable we have been discussing. So we haven't involved Ascenda team in that discussion, although I was thinking to involve you to get more ideas. So what we did when we did the study, we checked the other conferences. So in particular, we checked the PMI. They haven't announced yet. PMI Vancouver, I mean. We checked like the one which will be in online marketing conference, I think in October, by Philip Kotler. So another reason why we're checking it, so make sure we're not conflicting with dates. So we haven't decided date yet. And one of the reasons is we're scanning the environment to understand and to make sure that our event will not conflict with other events. We have heard from our customers by doing regular surveys that our customers don't like events on Fridays. So as an ASQ, we believe in that whatever feedback from customers, and we avoid scheduling events and conferences on Fridays. So that's kind of constraint we have. So avoiding Fridays plus avoiding dates by other organizations. But we haven't decided date yet. But month of November is month of quality globally. So that's why we decided to make the conference in November. Okay, and another conference will be by ASQ Toronto in October. So that's kind of reasons why we are pushing our conference to November. But here's the thing. Right now, we know that COVID is a new reality, but we don't know what will be the situation in November. With my project manager hat, I would say, what if we will go back to normal in November? Are we ready to move the conference in person? So one of the risk items identified by me, so for which we don't have the strategy developed yet. So there are many things happening, and it's kind of uncertain now. So that's why we decided to stick with the theme that we identified, and there are a few reasons. So first of all, rethink opportunities is not really promising. So we kind of giving an opportunity via our conference visitors to rethink opportunities in new normal, rather than we will give them the promise that we will teach them new tools or whatever. Let me give you some ideas of what kind of speakers or what kind of audience we are targeting. So every year, ASQ, of course, invite one or two high caliber speakers. Usually two high caliber speakers, first in the opening part and the second in the closing part, so we can keep the audience attached to the event. Otherwise they will simply go. But what we have learned in online events, and as they continue happening, we get more information and we learn more. So we have seen the change in the format of online events recently. So many organizations now manage their events as a 3 days long events rather than one full day, because managing one full day online event, like we believe, and probably they believe as well, it's really hard for one person to sit 8 hours in front of computer and listening. So what they usually doing, and what we see the trend, so the event, rather than having it one full day, they split it in 3 days and run about 4 hours each day. So 4 hours is kind of manageable. Everyone can come attend, key not speaker, and then attend maybe few more topics of their interest. And we're also planning to have some topics recorded. not live but recorded. So that's kind of ideas are right now. So, and the events and the speakers and the topics that we are looking at, especially in the new normal, I'll give you example. How many of you are aware about lean manufacturing, for example? Have you heard of lean manufacturing? So
I would say,
Shara, you are teaching the operations management, and you said that Davy is your top student. Davy, so what is lean manufacturing?
You need to ask her when she finishes the class.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
When you take us to a virtual tour to your manufacturing plant, you explain what lean manufacturing is.
I promise. So lean manufacturing concept is all about eliminating waste in your processes, which is about eliminating waiting time, eliminating distance, eliminating inventory. But right now with the COVID reality, we are piling up inventory, we are enhancing distances, and we are ready to wait. So it's opposite is happening. So one of the topics that I proposed was, what is the future of lean in a new reality? And we have two amazing speakers, lean experts, lean gurus, who are willing to kind of address this topic, right? So, or another topic will be online audits. So audits are not happening now in person. So the auditors are now carrying audits online. So this is interesting topic because many organizations, they have certifications in different fields and they still need to be audited, but that's a new tool that we are trying to address and hope our audience can learn. So our that's why we're thinking. So we start thinking from that end, and we came up to the theme saying rethink opportunities. So let's rethink these opportunities because we want to give people hope rather than saying it's a challenge. So we think that we need to look at this as an opportunity, right? Whatever is happening is a reality. We accept it as a change. So one of the way managing change is accept and move forward. So rather than struggling and just trying to be in stress. So we say, okay, let's rethink opportunities together. Then we said, no, let's make it two sentences, rethink opportunity, and then together we rise. So that's how we arrived to that theme. And probably in our hashtags, we will be using the hashtag together we rise, or maybe you guys will have some another idea. Again, our hashtag should be on every post, and we hope to see at least maybe 50 to 100 hits in every hashtag, right? I mean, likes or shares. That's kind of objectives. Okay. Then what else I can tell you? I have everything like prepared in my phone. Let me read, but you guys already answered a few of my questions. So you just kind of crossed out half of my notes. Also, I would kindly ask you to do research about the other organizations that organize events here in Lower Mainland. And I will share with you one that I am aware of, and they are, just a second. They are the largest, one of the largest safety organizations here in the province. Currently, they are working with WorkSafe BC to identify potential responses to that businesses can apply to keep their employees safe. So they are manufacturing safety alliance, yeah, and they also they just have recently announced their conference, and I think in October. Let me just find it. Okay, so let me share my screen quickly with you. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So their theme is also better together. Okay, so the reason why I'm scanning this because I'm trying to understand what others trying to propose, what kind of message they are sending, because again, November, end of October and November is kind of far away. We don't know what may happen. We don't know how situation may evolve or change, and we are kind of setting something now with our own opinion, what could be, what future can be, right? So we should be very careful here. So that's why we were very careful in selecting the theme, and that's what it is today. Okay.
Sorry, you said the company is, what's the name of the company again?
It's it's not a company, it's an agency.
The agency.
So they are in charge of developing and helping developing the training programs, developing the safety protocols for manufacturing industry in British Columbia.
Okay. All right, thanks.
So that's what I'm saying. I would suggest you to scan, and what I know, it's mostly continue scanning, looking in their social media, looking in their websites, like PMI, obviously, it's project management, obviously APICS, which is about operations management, obviously Manufacturing Safety Alliance, which is about safety. Look at the marketing conference in Toronto. Look at the other ASQ Canadian chapter conferences and events. So this should be kind of continual scanning of the external environment, if you wish. So for any changes that they have, looking for their theme, looking for their messages they're sending, looking for their topics that they will be bringing to their audience, right? So we because for us, it's important to bring something relevant, so we will see the audience coming to our event, rather than simply making an event for the purpose of making an event and meeting the ASQ headquarter target of having 4 or 5 events in a year.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
In ASQ, like .org, like the national.
Yeah, headquarter
Yeah,
in
the
the US.
headquarter in the America. I don't remember the name. They were saying they have like a sort of 400 members.
I don't know exactly how many members they have. I know that in BC we have about 500 members.
Okay, because on their website.
But okay, that's actually a great question, Danielle, that you asked. One of the challenges. So let me explain you the value of ASQ membership. So some people like who carry the certifications like black belt, which is like ASQ black belt is the most recognized black belt certification in the industry. Nothing can stay next to it. When you have ASQ black belt, you need to continue your collect your PDUs, like same as in a like project management professional, by attending different events or doing some volunteer job for ASQ. So many people come to ASQ events just for a reason to collect and maintain their PDUs. Okay, so there are about 500 members, but on our events we see approximately 30 to 40 to 50 active participants. So we see the same faces pretty much every event. I mean, like in-person events when we were gathering in person. When it comes to conference, we usually see about 120, 150 people coming to the conference. And again, I would say 70% of our like audience, they are ASQ members or somehow related to ASQ, right? Either they work with someone who is ASQ member, or they've been ASQ member, now they're not, but they still continue coming. So one of the things that we are trying to do now is just giving a new breeze to that. So we want to really bring more members to the community, because if you look at the topics that we offer now, and if you look at the whatever efforts that we put now, we believe that it should be rewarded. Again, we're a team of volunteers. We don't have all expertise, and I think marketing is the biggest one. We don't have that expertise at all. We don't have people who can run our social media accounts. We don't have people who can send a strong message to our audience. We don't have that. So I want to be honest, because we're a team of volunteers. My expertise in operations and project management. I'm not a marketing expert. I know marketing only about 4P and whatever, like 1-2 chapters from marketing books, right? And we have people with safety and quality background. So we don't even have IT experts. So for us, there are many challenges. So we have great ideas, but we don't know how to communicate these ideas. I would say this way, okay? Just not to diminish our efforts, okay? So, but I want to be honest. Okay.
So just to confirm and repeat, you have 500 members in total members, ASQ members. The active ones are 400, and the ones to participate in the conference are 100 to 150. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not a really large number. If you do a research about how many people attended the last year PMI conference, you will see the number was about 300, 400, right? So again, we are not for profit. We are not doing it to gain profit. There's no profit left for us. And one of the challenges that we see this year, that the ASQ headquarters cutting our budget. Okay, so that's very unfortunate. Maybe because of COVID, so usually there's a certain amount of dollars that goes to our chapter from each member, but that this year they cut that. So they left us pretty much without good amount of money. So we're struggling with this as well. Okay, so but that's different topic. But again, for us, we hope, and we are really, I'm personally super excited. Every project is unique, and this project is going to be absolutely unique for all of us. And yeah, I actually want to also show you the ASQ global conference, which happened in May, and I believe someone from this team attended that event.
That was me.
Yes.
Who attended?
The one in May, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So Patricia attended, so did I.
Mm-hmm.
And Davey, you attended as well? Perfect.
Okay. So I have an access to that event, so we kind of can benchmark. But again, the situation has changed a lot since that time, because many, let me see, I don't, oh, it's 2021. The website now sent me to 2021. Interesting. Just a second. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. You know, so okay, what I see now, they when I click on their conference event website, it pushes me to 2021. Let me just try otherwise. Can you see my screen? I think you can see it now, right? Okay, so that's the website they have for the conference. So we are thinking to have resource similar to this, or maybe we will be completely running everything on Zoom. One of the accounts that we use to advertise our events is Eventbrite, I think. Yeah, Eventbrite. Yeah, so that's how we sell tickets to our events, but now they're all free. So this is how it's happening. And honestly, I'm not an expert in this area either, and I have no idea how it works. And yes, there will be obviously challenges here as well. So that's something we also need to look into. Plus, we haven't decided yet about the price for the conference. And I also ask you, team, research about the what do others do in terms of pricing. Because what we see, some conferences are totally free. They bring high caliber speakers and they totally free. Other conferences, they based on like a ticket based. So and the prices vary from whatever till I've seen the price of $999 as well. If we set a high price, we know that many will simply not join, right? So as a team, we even discussed to make it totally free, right? So that's kind of things. Again, there are a lot of unknowns as of now, and that's why we need a team, right? So to move forward faster. So we expect you guys to do a lot of background research, to bring ideas, prepare reports, tell us, okay, that's what's happening. That's what we see. That's this organization has just announced the conference. This is their theme. So we'll continue brainstorming. We also expect regular posts on social media. The frequency, I don't know. We need to decide as a team. But as we move closer to the conference, the frequency should increase, obviously. And yes, there will be also paid advertisement, and ASQ Vancouver will pay for that. I have no idea how it works, but I know it works. Last year I saw on my Facebook and Instagram paid posts coming like as advertisements through ASQ Vancouver. So this kind of things.
Mhm.
And now I expect your questions. I think I gave some background information more than what you guys researched, or you knew everything what I told.
Definitely more information than we knew. I just had one question to clarify. Are you trying to attract more members that already exist in your, you know, community to the events that you are running, or are you trying to attract new members, or is it like both main objectives that you have?
That's a very great question. But again, when we prepare or organize the conference, of course, as an ASQ, we have our key goal is to bring value to members first. Okay, because ASQ as an organization has to give value to the members, but we never look ourselves to members only, because otherwise how will we recruit new members, right? So we're trying to reach the wider audience, because our another goal is to increase our membership, right? So on the one hand, yes, it's mostly for members. On the other hand, it's also for the wider audience, and we welcome everyone, right? And I can tell you about the price structure of last year conference. Have you visited the last year conference website? Have you let me go quickly so and show you. So so this is the website, and actually these are the events that are happening. We always post the events. So the last event was last week, and this is the conference website, last year conference website. So it's a separate, so this is actually a great start for us. Probably this will be our how many of you have had the project management class?
I have.
Okay, what is work breakdown structure?
The work breakdown structure is like you give detail about like your different work packages, and you can do it based on time or you can do it based on budget. So
So
under each task, you leave a breakdown
yeah,
of how you
excellent.
do it.
Excellent, Tracy. So consider these tabs as the components of work breakdown structure. So that's what we typically plan every year. We plan registration, we plan place, speakers, sponsors, and of course event day as like it's a separate planning. So this is kind of high level planning for the conference. So that's also a good start for us, because we definitely need to look into registration. The venue is Zoom, obviously, but we will be discussing and doing like risk assessment of that as well. Speakers, so speakers will be taken right now is Natella taking care of them. So we have to finalize our theme, and kind of hopefully tomorrow we will do a final kind of discussion about that, and after that we will start reaching the speakers. But before we reach speakers, we need to prepare the package. Because we also want to develop kind of sort of documents and make it professionally. Right now, ASQ has so many different templates, so many different documents, and one of my idea was, okay, let's build a document management system, if you wish. So all the documents, I'm perfectionist, and I don't like when one person sends document with one heading, another person sends document with another. It doesn't look professional, right? So we should be all following the same guidelines, same structure, same documentation package. And if we reach our speakers, it should go on professionally designed whatever document with a heading, with whatever hashtag in the bottom, together we rise, whatever. And we also need to develop the sponsorship package. So we are trying to attract sponsors for the event, right? And we as a team last week discussed the benefits that sponsors will see. Usually when it comes in person events, sponsors see the benefits of their logos being on all slides, the name of the company announced in the beginning of every session, their logo will stay on the website for 1 year, their logo is on the ASQ whatever booklet or brochure. So there are many other benefits we give. So this year we need to think about the benefits that we are going to offer to our sponsors. So I can also add this as your assignment, as a task. Think about the benefits that we as an organization can give or promise to our potential sponsors. So there are two things here. Shara,
Yes, Fuad.
Remember we discussed that we can probably thinking to make the conference kind of global event rather than local event.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's the intention.
Yeah, that's intention. So so the how to say, the behavior, the attitude will be different if it's a local event versus global event. If we are making it a global event, then we'll probably will be looking for a bigger, I would say, or kind of global sponsors. Or we will be telling the sponsor, hey, because this is going to be a global event, so your audience will be bigger. If you're looking for the opportunities, go to international markets. So this is your chance. So that's what I'm saying. So so our direction is important. So if we do a global event, then obviously marketing effort will be totally different compared to a local event, right? So, and that's
Fuad, just to kind of, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but just I would suggest we follow up with an open discussion between the three of us to see if we need to extend it to the global market when it comes to you know, just in terms of participation rather than sponsorship. Because if we go to sponsors, you may, I'm not really sure about that. I think it would be better if we extend the audience to include international audience. There's no doubt, international speakers. But in terms of sponsorship, it will just, in my perspective, it will add another layer of complexity. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just, I think it's worth following up a separate discussion about it.
Yeah, definitely, sure. We will have the separate discussion. But because I'm talking about sponsor, let me give you some idea how many sponsors we usually attract. So for the last, I would say 3 years, we usually had 2 to 4 sponsors, different levels, like being a silver, bronze, and gold sponsorship levels. And we also had different, what to call them, they're not sponsors, they are how do we call it, Shara, when you come and someone just having a table with all the brochures just trying, it's not a sponsorship actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe on the website we have
like a partner, an exhibit partner,
exhibitor, excellent.
Exhibitor?
Yeah, exhibitor. So usually there are 4 or 5 exhibitors, but it's in-person events, right? And many of them are consultants. So in areas of operations management, quality management, audits. Last year we saw consultant in Minitab. So they're kind of consultants for that particular area, right? So that's why you really need to understand the target audience, right? So please do an extra effort to study the target audience again, especially with new information given, because this really drives your effort. When you understand your target audience, so this drives our content. So we will be designing the content with our target audience in mind. We will be attracting sponsors with the target audience attending our event. So they're all connected. So that's why understanding target audience is important. For you, I know it's an interesting project, but you need to know your stakeholders.
Okay, so we're hoping to attract hopefully all the 400 and odd members plus other persons from all over. So about over 500 persons. We're hoping that's the aim we're targeting for, or as much as we can.
Yeah. It would be nice, of course, to have 400 people in person. That would be absolutely amazing. But online, yeah, it will add another challenge. So another challenge, another work breakdown deliverable will be IT component. When I say IT, I mean like managing Zoom and all that stuff. So Sharon Louis, one of the things that came into my mind, and I haven't announced during our ASQ events, but we will have one this Thursday when I am going to propose. Our next event will be in August, and I want to propose to run this event in Zoom, just to test the environment. As an ASQ, we run our events through WebEx. I'm not sure if you guys heard about WebEx. So WebEx is another online platform which is popular for webinars, but I really don't like it. So for me, it's after using Zoom, and it's kind of big blue button in the beginning when we start using it. Okay, that's what WebEx is.
Yeah, WebEx was very popular about 10, 12 years ago. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Zoom became more popular, et cetera. Yep.
Yeah, so
That was the only option, Louis. Yeah, we're all familiar with WebEx as old timers. I used it personally to manage a few conferences. But yes, yes, Fuad, I think there's a lot of potential in using Zoom in particular. And I've been in touch with our expert, Kevin Fraser, and he confirmed that Zoom should be the way to go.
Yeah, so probably we will try to manage our meetings through Zoom. I don't know the decision of ASQ members, but I think they may support that. So it's a good chance to see it's risk-based thinking, probably using something ahead of time. So we'll see the deficiencies if something like need adjustments. So we will know, and also who will run the platform, who will do backup, whatever. One of the things that we usually do for our in-person events, I'm sorry, in-person events is we have backup speakers. But for online events, there's probably no need for backup speaker, but there's a lot of other risk stuff we need to consider, especially the quality of internet or whatever voice and video streaming, all that things we need to consider. And I know the team has experts in video editing and all that stuff, which is great, absolutely amazing. But we need to work on that, of course. Hey, sweetie.
One question on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happens when you work from home.
It's okay. What do you mean with the video?
Can you hear me well? Can you see me well?
Yeah.
What happened if I am presenting and then I suddenly disappear? So we had event in May. We had event in May when it was a great speaker presenting, and then at minute 35 he disappeared for the next 5 minutes, and nobody was able to reach him even on mobile phone. It was live event. He just disappeared for 5 minutes. Then he realized that his internet was disconnected because he kept asking, do you have questions? Do you have questions? He was talking for 5 minutes without realizing he was talking to nowhere, right? So this is the things we need to consider.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you had mentioned it, but were you able to get any feedback from the current members in terms of why is it that, you know, they haven't like some other country? Because just like HR, you want to attract and retain, and that's our aim for the project. So did you get any feedback from them so we can kind of know how
that's a great question, Tracy. Thank you. So yes, we do regular surveys with and that's my actual role, one of my duties as a voice of customer chair. And our event in July, we also carried a survey, and we collected some answers, but we still keep collecting. And yes, we probably, as we start working, we'll start looking into survey results as well to understand. But again, in my opinion, these survey results in the past, especially, they're not really relevant because they were mostly for in-person events. Right now, we have totally different environment. But yes, in our event in July 15, we asked a question: what kind of events or topics would you like to hear or see in the future, especially given a COVID situation? So yes, we got some feedback from customers, and we will analyze them and then obviously share. So yeah, we will work on that.
Okay, yeah, because that would be
part
good.
of the research the students will be engaged in is really to collect that type of data, right? Particularly from students.
Oh yes, yes.
To evaluate which type of elements that, you know, can keep them motivated to stay engaged and participate in such events.
Yeah. So what I would like, yeah, that's actually absolutely amazing topic that Shara pointed. I always ask my students, are you aware about ASQ? And surprisingly, many of them, I would say like 95% of them have never heard about ASQ. But ASQ offers amazing events and free for students. Like Tracy, you attended the Scrum event. Did you enjoy it? You got your certificate, right? Which is very valid for your resume. And there are many events when you can go and see the factory, when you can see the operations management concepts in action. There are many events like mostly for, of course, quality and operations management. Maybe that's why it's not really interesting for a larger population of students. But for the last 2 years, ASQ has shifted the focus and start bringing other speakers to our events as well. So in February, for example, we had events addressing the Myers-Briggs, I'm sorry if I'm misspelling the name, but it's about psychology to identify your Myers-Briggs score.
The Myers-Briggs personality assessment. One of the
yeah. So it was event in February. So we're trying to bring different events now to our society as well. So because again, answering the question of Daniela, we are not limiting ourselves to existing members. If we don't see engagement from existing members, we need to look for new members. And in my opinion, the biggest population which is not studied properly, which is not approached, is the student population. That's where I see a huge opportunity, absolutely huge opportunity. Because students today, professionals tomorrow. That's my approach.
That's right. You have to replenish the young people. You have to replenish the membership of the old guard with the new. That's right. Exactly.
And let me be honest, I put like my name here in the corner, Fuat ASQ and Ascenda. I feel myself as part of Ascenda in this project. And I'll tell you why. I was fighting to get this project to Ascenda, and I'm really happy that we got. So just be aware that ASQ is, I'm probably the only generation Y person there. Many people, you will see that generation X and baby boomers. So they have totally different mentality, totally different approach in managing projects, in seeing the opportunities. Okay, so just be aware about that. Okay, just my personal suggestion. And yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the hashtag. Is it a final decision for the Rethink Opportunities Together with Rise? Because I think that a lot will depend on it. Like the whole project will be basically heading towards the direction of the hashtag. Are you open to more suggestions, or is it the way you want to go?
I think we are about 99% to get with that. But if you have something valid to offer, or something like to argue about that, or bring some, I don't know, fresh ideas quickly, maybe before tomorrow, then yes, tell us now.
That's
but
when you want to finalize it, right?
Tomorrow. Yeah, we have to, this must be finalized, and we should kick off our project with that. That's the idea.
Then another question that I had is, how do you stay in touch with your members? Is there any way that you together communicate with them, or is it just the conferences and events that you gather together, and then the surveys?
That's absolutely great question. So what we usually do, of course, we have a website, which is our tool for communication, and we every year we recognize the members who have been with ASQ for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So we send them certificates. Yeah, so we kind of keep in touch and supporting. We also have the section on Vancouver Island, and that's totally forgotten, because there are a lot of people living on Vancouver Island who are members of ASQ, but they're all here and there. So there's no one who kind of like 25 people living in one community, they all come together. There's nothing like that. In what I remember, there's only one event. I think it was end of 2018. It was Viking Aerospace. It was larger military aircraft manufacturer. So they organized a nice tour. So that was an amazing experience to go and see. That was a lean manufacturing tour. Yeah. And I personally, like, you can go and learn a lot of things there, like about even like HR. So that's, yeah, for us a challenge. Biggest challenge, Patricia, is just to get people connected. The ASQ, again, there's people with engineering mindset, with quality mindset, and they're seeing themselves as just only to maintain their ASQ certification. So ASQ certification has a huge value for them, and it actually has a value and a weight in the market. But what we do in terms of events, unfortunately, I don't know why we're not really, really lucky. And that's kind of upsetting.
Okay.
I read something about a newsletter. Do you use the newsletter to communicate with your members?
We are trying to use a Facebook and LinkedIn as a communication tool, but we don't have resources to do that. So that's why we have the team of amazing students who will be helping us to do that. We don't think that the newsletter will be a great tool. We think that Facebook and LinkedIn will be a great tool to communicate with our members. And that's one of the goals we have, is to build the Facebook and LinkedIn whatever community, and keep posting, keep liking. So every post should see 50 likes, maybe a few shares, comments. So it will be kind of that's one of the targets we have with this project as well, because it should be kind of going so we all, that's why I'm saying one of the advantages that I see getting like a team here. So if at least every post will hit 50 likes and shares, so it will be absolutely great. So it will go to major network, so more connections will see that.
Make it
So
go
yeah.
viral.
Yeah, viral. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we are lacking. Not every person at ASQ even has the LinkedIn or very active there, including myself. I post once or twice a year. So
is it going to be closed just for that social platforms? Is it going just Facebook and LinkedIn? Is it open to be, for example, Instagram?
okay, if you have an ideas, I'm not blocking you. Bring these fresh ideas. I am not an Instagram, I'm not a Facebook, I am not a LinkedIn expert. I have accounts everywhere just to going through my feed and reading the news, liking some photos, but I'm not an expert. I don't know how it works, honestly. What is the power of that tools, right?
Because I think that those are the platforms that students use the most, especially Instagram nowadays.
Instagram.
Not too many people go to Facebook anymore, not at least our generation, right? So.
Okay, I'm glad that I still have Instagram. Otherwise, I would think
Yeah,
myself
well, there you go.
I'm from another planet. Okay.
Yes, and you can streaming the video conference there also.
Guys, ideas are welcome. And if you have enough resources to realize that, if you believe there's an opportunity to realize that, I'm sure we'll support your ideas. Okay, but again, as a team, imagine we are a team of 5 people, right? I mentioned you these names, and all like generation X people, right? Without knowledge of technology and marketing, right? So that all sounds great for us, but we don't know how to do it. That's why we've been outsourcing it. And this year, I'm glad we have the students who are enthusiastic about that. I'm very happy to work with you guys on this project. And I just want to, I think Cheryl left that meeting.
Yeah.
Luis and Cheryl did an amazing job in terms of get this project moving forward, guys. You should really appreciate their effort. Maybe you've been anticipating this to happen sooner, but I can entrust you that there's a lot of groundwork done before we even started. So, because like when organizations like a university and ASQ come together to work on a project, there's a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of like confirmation should be back and forth. So I really appreciate your understanding this here. You should appreciate the work of your supervisors and managers in this project.
Thank you, Fuat, for mentioning that.
You're welcome. I have to say that. Yeah, we've been working day and night, even on our vacations, on weekends, calling each other, scheduling meetings, making sure it happens. So, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So, are there any questions from our student project leaders?
I have one more question.
Sure.
The recognition for your members that you mentioned, is it only based on the amount of years that they stick around, or is it based on the level of involvement?
We don't have anything about level of involvement as of now.
Okay, so
we don't.
Okay.
And I think we are lacking really creativity at ASQ as well. So, yeah, having like great managers doesn't mean that we are all creative. So we need some fresh ideas. We need some that's why we need a marketing team working on that, moving us forward, bringing ideas. But again, when you will bring ideas, again, I'm just sharing with you some hints. The people you will be presenting, they are old-fashioned school people, so they need your ideas to be supported with data. Don't simply bring ideas to the table, bring solutions to that idea, right? So say, hey, that's an opportunity, that's how we'll see, that's the data we have, and that's how we see it may happen. Okay, we all have great ideas. We need to see how they will be executed, how, because I think that in terms of resources, you guys are great. So that's amazing to have a team of 6-8 students. That's a great resource capacity here. But now I think the next focus should be like moving forward fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And Davey, I think you had a question.
Yeah. So what I just wanted to confirm, there is a difference between your members and certificate holders, right? I mean, members are just the ones that enjoy the conferences, etc., and then you have the certificate owners. So what we're trying to invite actually are both members and this certificate holders, and increase their engagement, bring more value to them.
I would say yes, you are right. And I don't have exact number on the top of my head, but I think about 70 to 80% of our members, they hold at least one ASQ certification, and they have to. The reason why they come to the events or attend events is just they have to maintain their certifications.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree. So I think if we are to move forward with this, I would suggest that we have to focus on all your members' engagement, so that when we attract new members, they will see the value of having it. So first we need to build the value for the existing, so that they will be your own marketers.
Okay, I see your point. Very valid point. Yeah, good idea. And also just to confirm, I think I forgot to mention that majority of our events are focused mostly on the topics of quality for manufacturing and service industries, right? We are not targeting IT, because ASQ has IT certification as well. So we're not targeting IT professionals, and we don't have really many IT certified, ASQ certified IT professionals. So mostly it's for people who work in manufacturing and service industries here in British Columbia.
So to follow up, do you want to focus on that, to continue focus on that, or do you want to expand the focus, like for example, not necessarily IT, but let's say management, operations?
I think I will not answer this question now, and this is a team consensus, so we need to discuss it with the team moving forward. I mean, like with ASQ team, what we want to do, and then listen your ideas. That's why I'm saying you really need to study the ASQ environment and really look into the events, at least for the last 2-3 years events. Look what kind of events we proposed. Look what kind of topics we brought to our conferences, right? Because that was carefully planned based on the information we had at that time, right? Based on the survey data we had at that time. And if that events saw 120, 150 visitors, which is not a bad number, so we can say they were successful. So learn from that success. I didn't understand that audience, understand the content of that events, and then propose what you can bring now to the table based on that. I would say that should be your starting point. And now you know the theme as well. So see how we can connect our past experience with our future promise.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking so much on this topic, because
you are welcome to ask.
You also mentioned that you wanted to get new members, specifically students, because they will grow with you. They will be professionals later on. So being a student, we still don't know where we will end up with. We don't know if we're going to end up with manufacturing, in banking. So having a more generic quality topic might be, I don't know, more engaging for them or more relevant.
I see your question. It's also a great question. You guys are asking great questions today. I hope you always will bringing great questions and challenging me. I just want to clarify something, right? Bringing students is my personal idea. my personal goal. Okay, I don't want to mix ASQ goals with my personal goals. It's something that I see opportunity, and it's something that I feel it hasn't been given enough attention in the past few years. Okay, and because there are so many events, we are offering them free for students, but we don't see students. So that's why I'm saying, okay, how can we change that? Okay, that's my personal. You're right saying that, yes, when you're a student, you still don't know what may happen, but there are a lot of opportunities when you're a student. First of all, your membership is really, really low in terms of cost. And secondly, you will have a chance to go and see many events, maybe visiting factories and maybe expanding your networks and feel, is it for you or not? If not, you just simply leave that area. If yes, you continue. So, but again, if we get at least like 50 students every year and at least retain 10 of them, I would say it's a success for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just to add, for students, I would always think that the main value that they want to get for any certificate, for any conference that they go to, is their chance of getting a job. So we have to, for ASQ, we have to be able to create that value for them, that if they attend this conference, they will be able to network, they will be able to
Okay,
hear the story.
then add another item to your to-do list. Go to Indeed and just type ASQ, and you will see how many jobs require ASQ certification. You will see the audience that are who are these people who need to have ASQ certification for what jobs. So that will give you some ideas. I always type certifications in the search rather than positions, just to see what's going on in the market.
Yeah, so we need to create like awareness. We could target the students, universities here all over the world, and students will be grateful. So that's one thing we can look into. Yeah.
Okay.
It could be also with the institutions, not only with the students in particular. You know, we can work also with universities, colleges.
Surprisingly, the largest university here in BC that can bring or can send many students to our events is BCIT, and we don't see any students from there. Only few, maybe in a year, one or two or three students, and I don't know why.
I think that the explanation for that is that they just don't know about SAQ at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I see as a huge opportunity. So I will share with you one information. I previously shared this with share, I think, or maybe I don't remember. So what happening in Ontario? So many ASQ in Ontario works closely with many colleges, and many colleges included attending ASQ events as a part of their syllabus. So they pretty much run ASQ events every month there. So attending ASQ events, so in every semester, students can attend 2 or 3 events, and this is part of their grading, right? So I don't see this is really can happen here every term, but last term, for example, I got 5 of my project management students attending 2 ASQ events, and they got bonus scores for that. They prepared me a short report. So that's what I do from my end. So I think if all colleges choose this direction and go with that, so we'll see. But again, it's a long process. It's easy to say than do, but I'm looking, that's why I say I have my personal goals, and they're a little bit different from ASQ goals. Please don't mention it to, in front of ASQ team members. They may not like my ideas, right? But I see an opportunity, and I believe it's there. It just must be explored.
Makes sense to me. Perfect sense.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That's it. Is there any other question or questions?
On the increasing the engagement for the members, for example, in maybe, I don't know if you can, because you mentioned that you are communicating with them monthly, and then you have your own website. Is it a moderated website, or is it
the website has many mistakes, information, content, punctuation, a lot. I found so many, so we need even to update the website content. Again, there's a team of volunteers, so we only 4 or 5 people who are actively running ASQ, plus 5 or 6 like bystanders, I would say, who from time to time attend and help us, right? So do you think it's enough for 10 people with mostly operations management and quality management knowledge to run these things successfully? Unfortunately, no. That's why I said I want to be honest with you guys. There's many things that we're lacking, and I'm honest. I can't say we are excellent, and if you go to our website, you don't see there, so you say, hey, what are you talking about? So that's it. That's the reality.
Yeah, we definitely need to try and work on the website, because it's in a virtual world now. That's where people will go. That's where they'll go to find out. So once they get to the website, they should see something very catching, something that attracts them. So I guess that's something we can work on as well,
Yeah,
and do some brainstorming.
absolutely, absolutely. I have the same idea, same thinking, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just an idea. If I was a member, I wanna feel valued as a member. So to feel valued is to highlight how my membership with ASQ has helped me, helped my career, or what certificate that certificate has done for me. So maybe we can do, I don't know, in the website itself, maybe we can ask members to make a testimonial on how it has helped them, so that new members can also, or potential members will also see the value.
The interesting thing about social media, it works when it's maintained, when there are many posts going viral, when people liking, commenting, right? Right now, it's absolutely nothing. It's just dead body, right? So for me, it's really hard to predict or anticipate or think about how it can even move forward. So again, think about that ideas. I heard many ideas today, great ideas. Think about, but again, I'm going back to from where I started. You need to understand our audience. Please look into our last 2-3 years events, their content. And I'm telling you, for a conference in 2018, we had 150 people attending. For 2019, 101. So I can get you numbers. It has never been over 150, right? So between 100 and 150. Just look into the topics. They're all on the website. Look into the topics of our regular events. They're all on the website. So understand what kind of topics. So we're limited with the people who are willing to present, and also based on the information we hear from our members, what kind of topics they expect us to offer, right? So we are bringing this. So we also should keep this in mind. If we bring a topic that has never been around, then it should have a very strong marketing message, so others will think, oh, it sounds interesting, let's attend it. Otherwise they will say, okay, I don't think it's beneficial for me. Like our last event about risk, what was the name of the event? It was just a second, it was about application of reliability engineering and risk design. So 95 people registered for that event, simply because they knew the speaker. So speaker can bring a lot of attendees to the event. So if you catch a big fish, professional speaker who can send or publish a post on LinkedIn, and the event is free, we may see like suddenly plus 100 attendees. Everything is possible.
Okay, so I think that I've heard some good ideas so far, but we're still in the early stages. So if any of you have other ideas, please take note of them, and we will use them to continue the discussion.
And
so,
again, as I asked, please find me. My name is Fuat, Fuat, and let me now again change my name back, so you can find me on LinkedIn. I think this will be the best way to communicate, and I will start sharing posts about the conference, and I hope you guys can like or whatever, share or whatever you believe is appropriate to get it like to a bigger audience. And also this will be your fastest way to communicate with me. If you have questions, I'm open, I'm available for my students, for other students. Can it be like a class questions, not class questions? For this project question, I'm typically available around the clock. So allow me approximately 24 hours to reply to any of your messages. Don't worry to ask me any question. There's no wrong question here. I'm here to help you. Okay, I have two hats, ASQ and ASM hats, and for me it's kind of sounds like a conflict of interest, but I feel myself more on the ASM side rather than on ASQ side. Don't tell it that, ASQ, please. Okay.
All right. Okay, great. Well, I think we've covered off a lot of ground, so I appreciate all your time, everyone.
Thank you very much.
And with that, we'll be in touch very, very soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a
Yes,
good night.
All right,
thank you
have a
for
great
your
evening.
time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Oh, I think I am the host. No? Have you taken?
No, I'm good.
You're good?